Everyone is scared about Space being delisted or going bankrupt. So I will speak about those two things today in this video. So make sure to stay tuned, ring the bell, subscribe if you're new to this channel. If you don't know me, my name is Danny. I invested my life savings into Tesla when it was a $20 billion company, obviously more than 10x. And if you want to know what stocks are the next on my list and what I'm doing on the markets in general, make sure to subscribe. And let's dive into the first question. What will happen when Space is being delisted? So there are regulations. If a company is public, they need to oblige to a couple of rules, right? So the first rule is if their price is less than $1 for a certain time, they will be delisted. There's no other way to describe it than this would be absolutely catastrophic for Space, right? Because when you get delisted from the NASDAQ, for example, right, then you going into another stock exchange that is there for penny stocks. That's, why there's this threshold of $1, because if the stocks are getting very, very low in price, then NASDAQ don't want to have them on the stock exchange anymore, right? So they have to move to another exchange, and then it's hard and expensive to buy stocks and so on and so it would be catastrophic. Okay, so I would put this scenario into that would be the death of Space, right? In terms of the stock itself. However, there is a couple of options to prevent that. Every time they are raised above $1, the time cycle gets resetted. Okay, that means that they have a couple of months to stay above $1, and every time they stay above $1, the time is essentially resetted. This is what I understood from the regulations. They're not so clear because there's not one rule that you can look up, but that's essentially what it says, that once you cross $1, you are in the safe space for a couple of weeks and months. So I believe that this happened already a couple of times, and that's why let's have a look into the stock itself. But before we going into the stock, I would love to tell you that my project that is going over now 3 years, X and Day Trading, the link is into the description. Check it out if you want to benefit from professional day traders and their trades, copying them all automatically by our AutoPilot software that I personally put more than $1 million into it to develop it. Essentially, it's very simple. You are joining our group if you have at least 10,000 US dollars, and you are receiving all our day trades all automatically. We have tremendous results. 95% of our months were positive since the last 3 years. We are making now a huge amount of cash to be able to long-term invest after all this frenzy. Because think about it, I think now is the best time to day trade, because you can see on the stock market that we just hit all-time highs. We were there 2 years ago again, and I think that we will not go much further until something will change with interest rates. And when the interest rates will change, then also the stock market can have a huge dump, and with day trading you can be on both sides, long and short. And this is what we are doing. So if you are interested into that, go on the website xanddaytrading.com and select a time slot, and you will speak with the team, and we will see if we can help you as well. And let's go back to Space stock. So when you look into the Space stock, you see actually that we had a huge run about of 14th of May. That was when Roaring Kitty and GameStop saga part 2 started to take over all those meme stocks, and obviously Space has a kind of meme stocks character, so that's why the stock went up, crazy. I think it was 30-40% even in a single week. But then it kind of crashed. Then we had another pump quite recently, but you see that we were above $1 mid of May, then we went down end of May. And then just before June started, we were again above $1. So every time this happens, we resetting ourselves. And now what Space or Virgin Galactic can do about it, right? Virgin Galactic would do is a reverse stock split. They would absolutely do that, and all the shareholders would absolutely approve this kind of reverse stock split, because that would mean the stock is again above $1 and then they stay on the exchange. Plus, they also stay investable. Think about it. If they make an stockholder vote and say, hey, we would love to make a stock reverse split, if they have to ask the shareholders, like everyone would approve it, right? Because otherwise, like, you know, why you would not approve it when you know this would be the end of space stuff? That's why I believe that the probability of Space getting delisted is about 5% maybe, okay? Maybe 10%. And I think, like, with that said, we can jump to the next topic, right? Because, like, I wanted to give you always the most value per second here on these videos. So make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. The second thing that everybody is talking about, are they going to be bankrupt? When you look into the public history of Virgin Galactic, they always delivered what they said they would, right? They said, like, we will fly very regularly, do the maintenance. Obviously, there were some delays, but in the end of the day, they came to the result that they promised us. And they are promising us or saying they have a plan to stop space flights. So the recent space flight that you will see now will be most probably the last one, because they said mid of 2024 they would stop those operations to save costs. I assume that the cost saving part will be seen in Q3 or in Q4, where you will see really the result. And this can help the stock also to see, hey, you know, they really do what they said they would, because this will help then the stock to get cash flow positive, where they want to be in 2026. So they have now about 1.5 years to be cash flow positive. And I think that this is the huge chance with Virgin Galactic, because if they deliver the Delta ship that they can fly 50% more passengers, okay, like from 4 to 6 passengers, they can fly much more frequently. And I think this will happen. It will be just a question of, do they, you know, have a delay? And if they have a delay, do they can somehow pull some money from somewhere? But I think that this is a very important part, because if they do, the risk of reward for the stock can be absolutely explosional. Okay, what does it mean? So for me, I have an average of just below $3. I currently still averaging down every month. So I assume that sometime my average will be $1.5. Let's say it's 2025 and they, you know, reveal the Delta ship, right? Then they will fly it, they will test fly it and so on. So they're building some momentum. The interest rates will go down. We will not have such a hard landing or a huge, recession in the economy. I think this could be a pretty good standing and outlook for space. I can see the stock being back at then $5. And then, you know, they start to make news that they are cash flow positive. This will be, I think, the biggest day for Virgin Galactic stock since they got the FAA approval for the space the travel activity. As you remember, it was like 2001 or 2002 where they got this approval by the FAA, and the stock went up like 40%. I remember having also some $8,000 into stock options, and this turned into $80,000 within, like, you know, a couple of days, right? So that was absolutely crazy. So I believe that then, you know, from 5 we would jump into, like, you know, $15, $12 per share. And I think, considering that this is like the only really space company out there and this meme kind of stock character, I think like those both can be like tremendously for the company. So if you agree, let me know in the comments. If I missed something, let me know in the comments. And if you want to trade with us while waiting for the huge Virgin Galactic increase and much more other stocks that I'm thinking going into long term, make sure to check out the link into the description. X and day trading, and I see you tomorrow.